written to be watched. It was written to be remembered. It's a totally different strategy. Most writers focus on plot, structure, and dialogue, but the Duffer Brothers focused on emotional tattoos, these little moments that get stuck in your brain forever. And these are super important, especially in our digital modern age where attention spans are less than a goldfish, because that's what people see on TikTok, on Instagram. These are the moments, the epic edits that we see and we go, oh yes, I do love Stranger Things. So these little moments, what ones? The nosebleeds, the bikes, the walkie-talkies, the friends don't lie, Max floating while Kate Bush plays, or Eddie shredding guitar on the roof. Those aren't just scenes, those are like identity markers, and they turn normal viewers into fans. Because whenever I work with writers one-on-one, this is the first thing I ask them. Where are your tattoo moments? And most don't have any. Stranger Things have dozens. So here's where people misunderstand Stranger Things. They think the show went viral because of nostalgia. No, it really didn't. In fact, I would say most of their fans today are actually people who were born in the 2000s. Maybe the late 1990s, not the 80s. But the nostalgia got people to click. But it was the emotional design that got people to stay. Let's look at season 4 in particular. Why did Mac's scene go mega viral? Because it's built like a TikTok edit inside the script. It's emotionally charged, visually iconic, musically explosive. Reveals her character and it's replayable. And it's meme ready. You know, I've seen loads of the Stranger Things memes and it's the levitating, things like that. But as a consultant, this is what we call viral architecture. Most writers don't write scenes, they just write events. But Stranger Things writes moments engineered for emotional replay value. That's super important. Emotional replay value. That's what makes scripts stick. I've worked with beginners, pros, YouTube creators, indie directors, and novelists, and the thing I tell them all is, if your script doesn't have at least 3 Stranger Things level moments, it's not going to break out. Because the industry doesn't care about good. It cares about memorable, marketable, emotionally sticky. Stranger Things is sticky. Every few minutes you get a scene that forces you to feel something. It's engineered like content, but it's written like cinema. And that's exactly what I help writers do in ScriptWork. We turn your screenplay into something that readers can't forget. So let me explain why this is a cheat code, why it matters to you. Because the Duffer Brothers were actually rejected everywhere. Every studio said no. People told them kids can't carry a show, sci-fi doesn't sell, or it's too dark. So how did they win? They wrote something impossible to ignore. And that's what you need to do as a writer today. Because attention is scarce, getting scarcer, and the competition is going up and up and up. So if your script is just good, you're actually invisible. It needs to be amazing. And what Stranger Things proves is simple. Make people feel something and they'll do your marketing for you. Fan art, edits, threads, clips, memes, cosplays. You cannot buy that. You have to write for that. You have to create for that. So, here's a blueprint that you should steal. And I'm not saying copy Stranger Things, but every piece of writing borrows off others. Season 5, Vecna's walkout scene. The Duffer Brothers said themselves it was inspired from Darth Vader's hallway scene. Story writing is just borrowing or reinterpreting. So, step 1 is create 3 to 5 emotional tattoos. You have to have moments that lodge in the audience's brain. Stranger Things has way more than 3 to 5. But for now, let's start small and build. Number 2 is give every character 1 emotional wound. There's not 5, there's no backstory dump, 1 wound. Make it visible, relatable, and important. You have to build tension like you're fighting for watch time, because you genuinely are. Every 30 to 60 seconds, you have to give the viewer a question, a threat, a surprise, or an emotional spike. Writers hate this advice. They want to be left alone, creating their scripts very, very slowly, very, very naturally. But this is what works, especially today. And you have to use aesthetic as emotion and not just decoration. And Stranger Things does this incredibly. The 80s setting isn't just a style, it's a feeling. And you can do the same with any era or vibe. Now, number 5 is write your script from memory, not accuracy. Because Stranger Things does not care if it's realistic. It cares if it's unforgettable. So, let's rerun over that blueprint. 1. Create 3 to 5 emotional tattoos. 2. Give every character 1 emotional wound. 3. Build tension like you're fighting for watch time. 4. Use aesthetic as emotion, not decoration. And 5. Write your script from memory, not accuracy. And if you want your script to actually break through, to actually stick in people's head the way Stranger Things did, it's literally what I do every day as a script consultant. Comment below if you want some help. I'll help you build your emotional tattoos, your viral moments, and make your story something people feel. Because shows like Stranger Things don't happen by accident. They happen because someone wrote them to be absolutely unforgettable.